Hey guys, what's going on? Hermdo back with you. I just got off a 10-hour shift. I'm fucking exhausted. I don't feel like turning my computer on, so I'm just sitting in my car, smoking. Mm. I'm a man of many vices. I need a lot of nicotine to survive. But I'm just like thinking to myself today. I'm thinking about like my role, my job. I don't dislike my job. I like the people I work with. I like my bosses and stuff. But I was reading this book from Dave Graeber called Bullshit Jobs. Dave passed away a couple of years ago, unfortunately. But this book's really good, really interesting. I might talk about it on another video. Other people have talked about this, just like the nature of work and just the kind of repetitive bullshit people do, and if their jobs actually make any difference in the world. And I think about that when I'm working. I assemble car parts, probably for like SUVs and cars, like shit that probably costs like 50, 60, $70,000. Shit I can't afford. I can't afford a new car right now. Not many people can. It's a big, people still spending money on this shit. You see stories about people like rolling over like negative equity, like 30 grand in negative equity to buy like a Mercedes SUV or something, and their credit score is like 500, and it's just like they get like these 800 month leases. It's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. I talked about that before, but the nature of my work, like if I don't do a good enough job, if I don't meet quota, if I'm a couple boxes short, what's really gonna happen? I gotta hit a quota every night. I gotta hit rate every night. If I don't, so the fuck what? You know what? If a couple parts don't get made, who the fuck cares? We gotta follow all these rigid steps, all this by the book shit. They can't cut you any fucking slack. I haven't gotten a pay raise in like 2 years. Whatever. I don't know. It's just fucking irritating. But I'm just like thinking, it's a small company. I never really worked for like a large company before. I did work, it's been a long time. I should say it's been a long time. I worked for Magna International. They were a big like auto part manufacturer. They made every part of the car except the tires. Like every component, every like nut, bolt, screw, wire in the car they make. And that job sucked. I was miserable there. Working in these corporate worlds, man. It fucking sucked. I'm gonna be able to talk about it one day, like the various jobs I've had. But I'm just like thinking to myself, like, moreover, about like corporations. Trying to find a good way to transition, to like segue into this. It's fucking hard. Being a small cog in a machine. And I think about myself, my role in all this. Just like, I just feel like a disposable economic unit. I just feel like my life doesn't matter in any way. Like all I do is I just provide shareholder value or whatever, or I just maximize profits for my boss. You know, I feel like what I do isn't really useful. Um, but I guess that's like a luxury. I know like people want to work and they want to have like these jobs where it's like they want to feel like they're helping humanity, and you know, it's just kind of not the case for like the vast majority of work. Most work is just bullshit. I think that's just my uneducated layman's opinion and stuff. But I think about like there's so many people like me, and I think about all the replies I get to my videos and stuff. All these people that are struggling right now, man, and just how all this shit is like put upon us, and how you just don't have two fucking dimes to rub together, and all these people are lying to you about how good things are, and they're calling you stupid for like wanting more, because they're just like defending the status quo because they're successful and they don't understand why you're not successful. Because if the system worked for them, it could work for anybody. It's fucking obnoxious. This is bullshit lie. We've been told our whole lives. I'm a millennial. I've been told this shit my whole life. And maybe I made some mistakes. I'm not as successful as I could be. And I'm bitter about it. I'm bitter about it, man. I can't lie to you. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it doesn't bother me. It does. It does. And I think about how, like, my future is compromised by people, not just in, like, in terms of work, looking beyond that, not just in terms of my employment. My boss has been good to me. I can't complain too much. I'm in a good spot, but I know a lot of people. I've worked for some dog shit companies with dog shit bosses, dog shit coworkers. And just in like the big scheme of things, you know, I think about all like these corporate companies, all these big conglomerates and corporations, and I think about like all the politicians and all like these billionaires and CEOs and all these people that just make my life harder. You know, I don't, you know, I don't want to be one of these guys that's like, oh, I'm blaming capitalism, oh, it's blah, blah, blah. But man, it's fucking hard not to blame this shit. It's hard these days, and I'm like resisting it. I don't know why. Because a lot of left-wing people leaving comments, and they're making sense to me, man. And I just think about all the people that like, I'm disposable. My life, I just can't, you know, what's my life worth in the big scheme of things? Am I worth as much as some billionaire CEO? I guess not. You know, what do they create, really? We got to do something, man. You know, like looking at, like talking like as an individual, maybe we should start thinking collectively. Maybe we should just start thinking, like, what can we do to fix the problem? I want some fucking solutions, man. We talk about problems so much, but just like lessening our dependence on these fucking people, or at least like holding them accountable somehow. You know, I'm like thinking about like that scene in like Dark Knight Rises. I have to reference pop culture because I'm a millennial, but I just think about like, there should be like military tribunals for these fucking CEOs and billionaires, man. We should like drag them out of their mansions and just like put them on the spot and just like put them on trial for all the fucking damage and malfeasance they do. And I think to myself, like, okay, maybe I've done some shitty things in my life. I've said some shitty things. And I think about some of the shitty things people have done to me. Like, and some stuff, we talk about like low-level crime all the time. It's like this big right-wing talking point. How all these criminals or gangs or something are causing all these problems and lowering property values and making people feel less safe. And those are issues we should address. You know, we need to address the causes of these crimes and whatnot and work to like mitigate that shit, obviously. But I'm just thinking like some low-level guy stealing sneakers, or maybe just like ripping off a purse at an upscale store, or a guy that grabs like a loaf of bread off a shelf somewhere. I don't want to like romanticize crime, but still at the same time, just some low-level bullshit, just like what you do as an individual. You know, maybe you lied, cheated, and stole something, but just compare that to like these people that are like deregulating these companies and like poisoning the environment and like fucking people over and kicking them off their health care and like filling their communities with poison and like manufacturing drugs that people get addicted to and overdose on, and the way they like destroy the environment, the way they like make people's lives miserable, you know. And it pisses me off. It pisses me off because I feel fucking powerless, man. But in a way, I feel like less powerless because I've been talking to you guys, and I feel like maybe something can be done about this shit. But I feel like we're back at square one because Trump's back in the Oval Office, despite the best efforts of the left, if you want to call them efforts, and some people can question. I don't want to say I don't want to blame the left on this shit. It's not the whole left. Mostly the Democrats. The Democrats are essentially a bunch of useless fucking douchebags who can't find their assholes with two hands and a flashlight. And it's really pathetic seeing the way they're acting now. Looking at Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi. What the fuck are you doing? People are like suffering now. And we're going to be in for all this economic turmoil because you couldn't figure out a way to defeat Trump again. So they should have stole the election again. Oh, here we go with this shit. But it's the politicians too. All these people getting rich. All these people washing each other's, like, you know, it's just this big incestuous mess. And I talked about it in one of my last videos. Just the way they all look out for each other and the way they like profit off like the stock market, and they like deregulate or like the way they regulate companies, or they bet, or they like essentially invest in companies they regulate and shit like that. It's just this big insider trade. It's all this big fucking mess. It's a big club and you ain't in it, like George Carlin used to say. And I think about George Carlin sometimes, the way he talked about this shit. And I feel like people laughed about it and they went home. Like, his audiences laughed about it and they nodded because he was making good salient points. You know, a lot of his stuff still holds up. You know, you watch You Are All Diseased, and you know it still holds up to these days. And I agree with everything George said, but you know, he made a lot of good points. But I feel like with that shit, it's just people look at it, they laugh at it, and they just kind of stop thinking about it after a while. They go home and they forget about it. You know, but I want to like do something to like actually inspire people. I want America to have like a revolutionary spirit. You know, I'm so sick of people telling me how good I have it. And I know I'm lucky to live in America in a lot of ways. There's a lot of great things about this country. I love this country. You know, I'm a patriotic guy. I see so much potential in America, and I see so much wealth, and I see so much like poverty. I see so much abundance. It's insane. Like, I remember this foreign guy. I think he was Indian, and he just asked me like, "What's it like living in America?" And I'm just like, "Bro, it's like imagine a land of such abundance it kills you," because that's what it is. You know, it's insane. It drives you insane and it kills you. But it's just there's all these barriers now that exist, all this shit now, all this money's flying out of your pocket. Like yesterday, I went to get some Taco Bell after work. I was starving, and I'm just like, let me mix it up a little bit. I got a Mexican pizza and a quesadilla. It was like $13. And they told me the total at the window, and I'm just like, are you fucking serious? I almost drove off, but I was hungry, so I guess I'll have to. Oh, what's the matter, American fat guy? You gotta eat less slop? It's just whatever. Maybe it's a bad example, but I don't know, man. I want to just. I feel like I'm being bled dry, and it pisses me off because I've been in the workforce I've been working since 2003. I used to be a paper boy. I might talk about that too at some point, like my early career, my early jobs I had. I did that for a year and a half. I made $170 a week when I was 17. And I spent it on fucking weed and video games. That was fun back in the day. That was all the money I needed. Now it's just like, I feel like, I don't know. I'm just rambling here. Don't pay attention to me. But it's just one of those things. Like, I just want better. I want better for Americans, and I want better for you guys watching. And I see like America being exploited and run into the ground by a bunch of corrupt bureaucrats and billionaires, and it pisses me off. And we need more. Basically, what I'm saying is we need more Luigi Mangione. But I don't know. I'm just talking shit. I just kind of resigned to the fact that my dreams are going to have to be put on hold indefinitely. I may never own a house. I may never get married. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I'm a loser. Maybe all the neoliberal douchebags are right. Maybe I'm just too dumb to understand how great I have it. I don't know. I'm just rambling here. But I'm tired. I'm hungry. I'm going to go inside, have some dinner, and just sit in front of the TV for a couple hours and take my medication and fall asleep. And then do the whole goddamn thing over again tomorrow. Oh, fuck. I'm just, blah. But I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Recommend this video to your friends. I'm just spitballing here. I just want to put something together. So, yeah, more videos are coming. I'm really impressed. I have over 400 subscribers now. Absolutely incredible. I have like 16,000 views on my videos this month. It's amazing. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you all so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about things. And I'll talk to you guys later.